Hey everyone, welcome to this episode of Geek Talk. On this episode, we're talking about Funko Pops. Now, everyone who's not in the geek culture genre is probably wondering what the heck is a Funko Pop. So, a quick history on the company. Founded in 1998, a company called Funko started releasing these little bobblehead figures. And because of licensing rights, they were very restricted to what characters they can release. The original Funko Pops were very odd-looking, big bobblehead on a small little body. Most of the bodies were pretty much almost the same type of form, and then just basically paint jobs, and the heads were, sculpted a little different. So basically something very similar to this. A little bit of a bobblehead. Standard body with some custom paint jobs and a little bit of the gloves and the Captain America's bracelets here, the boots. So this is basically what a Funko Pop is. Now, like I said, started back in 1998. Most of the Funko Pops were something very similar to that. When I first saw these things, I said to myself, I am never going to own these ridiculous looking things. They will never be on my shelves. Well, that all changed, unfortunately, when the show, the CW show Arrow, started. As everyone knows, who knows me, I'm a diehard Green Arrow fan. So when Funko Pop released their first Green Arrow Pop, I basically said, okay, I'm going to purchase the Green Arrow ones, but then that's going to be it. Just because I'm a diehard Green Arrow fan, I will get the Funko Pops for that, of Oliver Queen. Well, as big companies do and the marketing wheel turns, they continued to release different characters from that show. And then once they got the rights to Marvel and DC and all the anime characters and the Star Wars, the list just kept growing, and the list of Funko Pops continued to increase. As they increased, the Funko Pops also basically transformed. From our last week, they basically transformed and really grew from those original molds. To molds that are much more detailed for the actual character. They've got the custom gun from the Mandalorian, his body, his shape. As they've continued to evolve, they're now making more, bigger ones as these new shows come out. Both Book of Boba Fett with the throne, with Fennec Shan and Boba Fett. You can see a lot of details in the throne. These were not, they didn't have these type of Funko Pops when they first released. When they first released as well, too, people couldn't get them out of the boxes quick enough to put them on the shelves. Well, as a collector, these things now have actually tremendously grown in pricing. So basically, a lot of collectors now keep them in the box, which I wish I would have known beforehand. That these things are going to be worth a lot of money in the future. A lot of the molds have evolved from that standard, the Captain America one I showed you, now to custom poses. Mystique crouched over in her custom and trademark pose, to the Thundercats with Tigra with the Bolo whip. So they've really evolved from their original design to something that is just it's a worldwide phenomenon. One of my prized possessions is the Funko Pop that I had got signed last year by Daniel Cudmore, who played Colossus in the X-Men movies, and as well as he was also Master Chief in the Forward Unto Dawn Halo series. And then as the evolution has continued from just a standard bobblehead figure, like the Captain America one, they've really expanded their product support, their product knowledge, and they're really getting into some crazy details now. He-Man and Battle-Cat, this was nowhere close. The evolution from start to what you can get today in a Funko Pop really tickles the fancy of a lot of collectors, and unfortunately they now have me hooked. which I wish they wouldn't have done, but they now have me hooked. Now I have shelves and shelves of Funko Pops. One good thing about a lot of them, if you can get them right at launch, they're fairly inexpensive. But if you miss them at launch, the price does go up quite a bit, even to the point where some of them are actually really unaffordable now. So if you have Funko Pops in the boxes, I would check them out to make sure that if they are collectible items, keep them in the boxes. They will be worth money. But yeah, they're really fun. They're really fun to collect. As you can see, they're very, very detailed now. And I enjoy collecting them, as I'm sure a lot of collectors are. But yeah, so that's a brief history on Funko Pops. So we wanted to thank everyone for watching. And once again, remember, Northern Ontario Expo.com is our website. And remember, we are all true, North, strong, and geek. We'll see you next week.